Hello, humankind of the world. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the deplorable, the immoral, the illegal immigrant, the shady fake messiah, Torben Sondergaard. I'm going to show you his criminal behaviors and actions right now as I'm recording this awesome video, as Torben would say. And I'm going to show you the real consequences of Torben's actions. Hello, Mr. President? No, it's not John. Listen, I've heard that you're not very fond of illegal immigrants. Well, no, this guy, he's actually not from Mexico. He's from Denmark, but he's very much in America illegally. Well, you know how it's very difficult to get a work visa in America because of you making sure of all the taxes getting through and no? Well, that's how it is. Yeah. But this Danish guy who barely speaks any English, he's in your country with an ETSA visa waiver. Well, so as a tourist. But he opened a company as he landed in America. So he got a company, but he's on a tourist visa. Well, that means he lied to the officer who stamped his passport. No, not good at all, sir. No, he's white. But if you look up Torben Sondergaard, yes, you can get ICE to do it. That's a good idea. Okay. Well, yes, he is on the run from the law in Denmark. Yeah. No, he knows that when the investigation is over, he needs to go to court. That's why he closed down the center in Denmark and just ran. Yeah, no, he does not have the proper paperwork. He is white, but he is breaking your law. Great. Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. President. No, thank you. Well, sorry about that. I just had to make a very, very real phone call. What if I told you that Torby Boy have healed a guy from a wheelchair? And the guy started walking. And Torby Boy convinced that guy that all the pain he felt was actually just fear and demons. And then the guy started working and walking. And if you don't know anything about the crook I call Torby Boy, then you might think I was lying. But that's exactly what happened in 2017. The man, let's call him Tom, he was in treatment after an operation. He was told to keep the foot still. That's why he was in that wheelchair. But then he met the fake messiah, the now illegal immigrant, Torben Sondergaard, because he is a sinner. And Mr. Sinnerboy healed the foot completely and had the guy walking and jumping and celebrating. And how do you think that healing went? Do you think A, the foot was healed and everything was fine? B, the foot got amputated? C, God changed his mind and took the foot but healed the mind? Or D, he was pain-free and from that moment happy? I'll let you think about the answer. And you got it? Yeah, we all got it.
Although I lost my leg, I am so very, very, very much blessed.
Last year, he experienced healing. It was a miracle. He was all walking. We walked down and did the baptism. It was a miracle. Why did he didn't get healed second time? I don't know. But he is healed. Didn't get healed, but he is healed. Didn't get healed, he is healed. Didn't get healed, but he is healed. He's free. He have experienced Jesus. I got interviewed by a Danish journalist short time ago who said, I've heard that you took that guy, the doctor said you're not allowed to be in a wheelchair, you forced him out of the wheelchair, you forced him to walk on his leg, and because of you, he got amputated his leg. This is the rumors.
What he did for me,
Forced him out of the wheelchair.
the moment that Torben got me out of my wheelchair,
You forced him to walk on his leg.
with pain, still I walked with pain.
Rumors.
From that moment on, it just went
It was a miracle.
Although I lost my leg,
It was a miracle.
I lost my leg.
Rumors.
Really, Torben? A rumor? Really? The man has just confirmed everything you call a rumor. He told us in his own words that you, Torby boy, was the reason he started walking on the severely damaged foot. And because he started walking on a foot he was told not to move at all, it got amputated. This is the consequences of Torben's actions. And after all that, this dude still feels obligated to say something nice, to seem like it's some kind of success. That's not success. That's what I would classify as one major fail. Yes, your leg is healed. You can now walk. Oh, you lost your leg. Well, it's a miracle. You was healed. That's like me saying, I can fly. And when I jump off the roof and crack all my bones on the concrete, and you run over and ask me, are you alright? And I say, did you see that? I flew very, very quickly straight into the concrete. But I flew. No, you fell. Torby boy and no one else is responsible for that amputation. It's important to understand that Torby boy is not a man of God. A man of God wouldn't be on the run. He wouldn't flee one country and break the law in another. Torben is shady and crooked and in trouble. Not because the world is crazy, but because he is. Now I know I got a bit of ahead of myself. I told you everything there is to know about what Torben is doing. But I didn't tell you who he is or why it's important or why you should care. So let me backtrack a bit and let me tell you who Torben Sondergaard is and why you should care. In 2003, Torben opens Jesus Butikken, or the Jesus Boutique, the Jesus Shop. I don't know. It doesn't matter, because it closed down almost immediately. Just a little mistake. Later in the year 2003, Torben invited Todd Bentley to Denmark. And Todd Bentley have been convicted for quackery as a quack. That's just God's little mistake. In 2003, Torben opened the Jesus Clinic and it closed almost immediately also. And that's just another little mistake. Torben didn't rest for long, because later in 2003 he started a new project called Jesus Teams. And Jesus Teams closed down almost immediately because Torben weren't able to teach his students. So the school closed. And that, my friend, is just God's little mistake. God, he makes a lot of small mistakes. That's why God works in mysterious ways, because he enjoys mistakes. Yes, mysterious ways. After this, Torben needed to reorganize. So he took a break, a small break.
2005.
God told Torben to try again. God told Torben, well, now you get to get up on the horse again. Get up on the horse again, please, Torben. Try again. Torben created the Jesus Academies, where you could become a Jesus academic. I don't know. And as a teacher, he hired a guy called Christian Hedegaard. A guy Torben really doesn't like being linked to, but who he has worked with several times in the past. From 2004 to 2007 was Torben's greatest success at that point. He started the Jesus House. But in 2007, the elder council, the oldest council, the old guys in charge, they just left. But that's just a big mistake. In 2006, Torben threatens a theologian, Biver Langkær, because of research for a book about cults. And that, my friend, is just a little mistake. You don't need to talk about it so loud. 2007, Torben starts a small congregation with 2 people. And the congregation closes. But that's just God's small mistake. 2008, Torben and Christian Hedegaard got kicked out of a small festival in Denmark for quackery. And that, my friend, is just God's mistake. 2009, Torben creates and starts the Jesus Radio, which closes within 1 year. So that's also just a small mistake. Now that's a lot of mistakes for God. That's a lot of godly whoopsies. Either God loves to see Torben fail repeatedly, over and over again, or Torben is lying. Torben have caused more harm than good. Torben is responsible for amputations, for psychosis, and even a lot worse. Torben is charismatic. He is smiling. He's open. He's welcoming. He doesn't seem like any kind of danger at all. He's kind of like a wolf in sheep's clothing. And that is what makes him so much more dangerous. He have used and abused people close to him. People who looked up to him. He have taken everything from them and left them without anything. One time in Barcelona, an old woman went to an ATM and emptied her whole account and gave Torby Boy all of her money. And when she left, Torby Boy turned to his friends or peers and said, "Cool, now I'm able to buy myself and my family a nice dinner." That's the kind of man Torben is. And if you watch any of Torben's movies from a few years ago, no one in those movies are supporting him today, exposed by Peter Rasmussen, an earlier member of TLR, The Last Reformation. Torben preaches and manipulates, and he takes advantage of weak or sick people. He makes promises that have no connection to reality and have severe consequences. You should care about Torben if you live in America, because that's where he is right now, contaminating the minds of the American people. You should care about Torben if you live anywhere in the world, and don't want Torben to contaminate your country next. You should care because by getting the word out about Torben and people like him, we can help stop people before they in desperation contact people like Torben. Torben is lying and deceiving. He's manipulating and hypnotizing people. He's dangerous. The last part of the recording didn't have any sound, so I'm just going to tell you here. Torben is a facade, and when you criticize him and his cult, he just delete the video or the post. He's trying to create an illusion for everyone following him, that everybody thinks that everything he does is a miracle and amazing, and anyone saying anything different is just persecuting him. So I hope you care and share this video everywhere.